Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube segment, I'm going to be talking about someone that I had known uh, on Facebook, um, through the internet. Of course, it's the internet. Her name was Chanel Farrah Wolfel, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. And she had passed away on April 21st, 2022. Um, and I had found out that she had passed away through an internet search. And sadly, very recently, I made this discovery online. And first, I want to talk about how I saw her as a person, and what she was about, her life. And I'm going to talk about then a little bit my connection, what I felt of her. Um, and the thing is, this video, naturally, is what I'm doing is, I guess you could say, it's a eulogy to her. I'm basically paying tribute to Chanel. And I don't know if I'm saying the name right, if it's Chanel or Chanel, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. But anyway, the thing is, I want to first talk about, during the time that, the short time I had known her, on the internet, we corresponded for a little bit. She struck me, as somebody that's very vivacious, vibrant. She seemed like she had a very kind soul, very benevolent person, always, very, very jovial, very happy. On Legacy.com, where you guess you could call it a tribute, it was paid to her as a little write-up about her on Legacy.com, and it stated, she had like some kind of contagious laugh or something, and her her kindness, just her general, benevolence was very, I mean, the goodwill, I felt she had that. That's something that can be contagious as well. And she was very, enamored with astrology. She actually, that's how we connected, because she saw my astrology videos. And the thing about her is that she, just somebody that had just a very, a real friendly disposition. And I felt that it was real, that it wasn't, just like, superficial friendliness that some people have just to get, something out of another person. Her kindness, I felt, was very ingenuous, was very authentic and genuine. And that's what, how she, um, struck me, as a person. And I believe she did some astrology readings, and I feel like I may have, inspired her to some degree to do that. And I feel terrible that she passed away. And though I never met her physically, I did, from what I could see. And we did talk at least one time. We talked one time, or maybe a couple times, through the Facebook video chat. And again, she just seemed like, somebody that was a very vibrant person, and vivacious, a very, kind, soul. And sadly, when she had passed away, based on what I saw on Legacy.com, it apparently there was something where it was stated about a mishap or something she had after being, sober for an extensive time. So I'm figuring it may have been drug related. But that's, you can go to Legacy.com and confer that on there, and see what it, that's what, what you get from that. That's what I felt, it meant. But the thing is, I'm going to go and also, talk about right now, go to how, I connected with her again. As I was stating before, I connected with her because she had seen me, on on YouTube, and she liked my video. She was enamored with my work, and I think from what she said, she did like me a little, to some degree, and that was very, flattering, considering, she was very young at the time, like 24 or something at the time when she stated this. And me, right now, I'm 52 years old. I'm ancient compared to some people. And the thing about it is, again, we had met, online, and she had, discovered me through YouTube, and we talked a little bit on, I don't know if it may have been on my Facebook fan page, and we eventually, one of us, had sent a friend request. I may have done that, and we connected, and it seemed like we had a pretty good rapport and connection from that point. But here's the honest truth of what happened. This is part of the reason I feel I feel terror. It might have saddened me more and made me more despondent about her passing because of this. Now here's the thing, and I'm being really frank and honest about this, is that what happened was, okay, there was one time when she wanted to send me something through the mail, right? And I guess I was reluctant to divulge my address to her, and because I didn't really know her that well, and looking back, I shouldn't have been that skeptical. She was many states away, and and for me, the fear of someone, I didn't really know, well, knowing the address was not good for me, and I never really even respond to it. And I look back, and that's what caused, by me not responding, caused the distancing in our connection. And sadly, I mean, she had expressed, at least love as a friend to me, and I rejected it. I was wrong. It was an egregious mistake. I feel like, I failed her as a person, and I failed myself, sadly, as a human being. And this is the one thing. I mean, people could say, well, Eddie, Edwin, at least you can learn from the experience of hard knocks, and you do better next. And that's all fine and everything. But that doesn't take the hurt and the anguish and the pain away from this people. And I felt like the least I can do is maybe pay a little tribute to her, that she was remembered. I should have shown her more love during the time she was alive, at least as a friend and support, and because she had been going through her trials and tribulations, and she needed people there for her. And I feel like basically what happened was I retreated at that from her when she really needed somebody, and really that's a very big regret for me. And if she can hear me now, I say, Chanel, I'm very sorry, and I mean it. It's very, what I'm saying is very contrite. It's not just saying for the sake of saying it. I mean, I really do mean this. And the thing is, it's just I'm finding this out on the internet. It's the same way I found out my mom passed away. It was on an internet search. And I found out when Chanel passed away. I mean, I was like really bewildered and shocked. I couldn't believe what had transpired. And she had been sober for a very extensive time. I think it stated like 1 year on the little write-up on her on legacy.com. But again, not to be redundant, but you can go on to legacy.com and confirm and verify that, or see what you get from reading it. But it was definitely for an extensive time when she had been sober, and she was making tremendous strides. My understanding is that she had made a lot of progress, and she was getting involved, learning the business that I don't know if it was her mother or father, it was a prominent family member was in, and she was learning that business, and she had gotten her driver's license and done so many things. And it just does make me wonder, and like what happened. I mean, for like 1 year or whatever the time period was she was sober, what led to that mishap? Was it just simply that it was something that she just needed? And I really had wondered, and I don't know if this will ever be divulged, and it's not really my thing if I never hear anything about it. I understand that, but if I just had wondered if something might have happened to her, whether it was a contentious situation with another person or what have you, whether there was some despondency over something that just came over her all of a sudden and caused that to happen. Because to me, it does raise to a little bit of an eyebrow when somebody for such a prolonged time period is sober, then they go back, and the one mishap leading to her death, and I mean, I guess I don't know this for a fact, but if it was this one misstep or mishap, whatever was described, on legacy.com. It must have been a fairly, good amount, whatever it was that did this, that caused her to, to pass away and leave us, leave our mundane plane, and being, I do say prayerfully she's in a better place. I do hope to see her again one day. And I just, people, what this comes down to, she was somebody, again, very vibrant, vivacious. She was very, seemed like she was multifaceted. She had a Gemini rising. I'm sure it's attributed to that. She had manifold interests. Maybe part of the reason we connected is because I have a Gemini moon and she was Gemini rising. It was like a long, fairly, still a conjunction, a fairly long conjunction of my moon to her sun, but still a conjunction nonetheless. And I think that's part of the reason why we did connect on the internet. And I was happy that I was able to, mentor her through my videos, and she learned something about about astrology through me. And maybe, again, as I stated before, maybe I played a role in inspiring her to do readings. And I hope I did. I mean, you know what? Thing about this is, there's a moral to this whole story, people, is that you really, need to capitalize, during the time someone's alive, and somebody shows something toward you in kindness, benevolence, or love, what have you, goodwill, is to take advantage and capitalize on it. You don't know when that next person is going to come along that's going to show that to you. That's going to just like you for who you are and feel very compatible with you. And you don't really, those things do not happen very often. I mean, a life can, go, instantaneously. And, it's terrible. I should have reconnected with her before this happened, but I didn't. And I feel to the, this is something where people can say, Eddie, Edwin, whatever you want to call me, this is something that, that you'll get over at some point in time. You move forward, and this and that. You can move forward, but the memory will still be there. It'll be like an indelible fixture to me forever. This will be something that I'll never forget completely. And I feel so bad that this transpired. And when I say this, not just the fact she passed away, but because I couldn't even say goodbye to her, and that I didn't act in the way I should have, as a friend should have. And that's why I felt like, the least I could do is maybe make, a tribute to her, and the fact that she will be remembered, and she may be gone from, physically, from our mundane sphere, but her memory will live on in mine, me and many other people. Again, Chanel, if you could hear me right now, I am so sorry from the bottom of my heart. I did not treat you the way I should have. I should have been there for you, and I was not. It was an egregious mistake, and I just hope that I don't make that mistake again. And I've already had, as I stated, my mother had passed away in November of 2021. I wasn't close to her. It didn't really impact me that much. But then I had a friend pass away in January of 2021. He was in an automobile accident, and he was Gemini rising. And again, Chanel was Gemini rising, also had a Virgo sun. And the thing about it is, people, from an astrological vantage point, for those of you that have seen my astrology videos, the thing is, these people that have, when I say Gemini or Virgo prominent in their chart, I'm referring to the sun, moon, or ascendant, really. A lot of these people, they seem to dissipate out of our lives very quickly. They pass, a lot of them do pass away very quickly. My father was Gemini sun, Gemini moon, and Virgo ascendant. He died at like 38, 39 years old from Hodgkin's disease. And Tupac Shakur, Gemini sun, even though there's controversy over whether he's alive or not, for all intents and purposes, has passed away. He was a Gemini sun. Patrick Swayze had a Virgo ascendant. He died of pancreatic cancer like 57 years old. But anyway, again, I want to close with this, that, Chanel, I do, again, very regrettable what what maybe not even just what happened, but what I didn't do, that I wasn't there for you. And very despondent about this, but I do hopefully pray that you're in a better place now, and you're happy. And I'm sorry you weren't appreciated as much as you should have been during this time on Earth. And it was great that you made a lot of accomplishments and made great strides. And you were a true trooper. You showed a lot of resiliency and strength of character by doing so. And I'll miss you forever, Chanel. That is the honest God truth. And anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.